For morning skate, ready to rock?
Yeah, I feel good. Definitely took a lot longer than I anticipated when it first happened, but ready to go. Team's playing good, so excited to get back into the lineup.
What are you most excited about jumping back into?
Oh, we're playing well. It was a hard month of November, and I thought we competed well. Gave ourselves a chance to win most nights. Obviously, there was a pretty big letdown there in the Utah game, which I think most people could have expected it was coming at some point with the craziness of our schedule. So, other than that, I've really liked the way the teams responded in big games. So, yeah, things are going on the right track. We've been playing really good defensive hockey the last little bit, so should be seamless, hopefully.
What stood out to you about your game and where that was at before you were injured?
I'm not so sure. I mean, the team was starting to make a turn there. We had a little, especially on the road. We were struggling a bit, on the road early on in the season. So I think that was my last game was on the road, or maybe it might even been our first road win. But I don't know. Team, like I said, the team's playing well, so I don't really need to come in here and try and be a hero or anything. Just got to play the game.
It just seemed like another fluke injury. What happened? You scored a goal and then suddenly came up winning.
Yeah, I just had a muscle pull, or what I thought was a muscle pull, and unfortunately, it just took me a little bit longer than anticipated to recover. I was pretty similar injury to what Hager had, and kind of learned a little bit from that. It takes time for those things to heal. It's not just it's a hard timeline when you're dealing with muscles and tissues and all that compared to just a broken finger. You know exactly the timeline. It's kind of the first time I've had, kind of one of those soft tissue injuries. Usually it's set timelines, so it's a little bit different. So, but yeah, it feels good. Started to kind of turn a corner. I don't even know what week it is, maybe week 3 of it, and then got back skating last week. So it feels good now.
How important was it for you to get this game in before you get a break here?
I think you look at it both ways. You can take the 5-day break and let it heal a little bit more, or play the game and then have 5 days to recover from the first game back. So, like I said, I feel like it's completely healed. So I took the latter of that to get into the game and then get that break to recover and get some practice time in.
Jumping into a heck of a matchup, these are usually tight games with this team. I guess how do you view this one?
Yeah, I mean, we're playing a good team. We played some good teams the last week. So they're one of the teams that competed. They knocked us out last year, so we knocked them out the year before. So we're starting to have those tight series, tight games against them. But they're playing some good hockey. I think they're coming off a loss, so they'll be hungry to get back on the winning track. And we just want to continue what we're doing and playing a good 5-man game out there.
When you're watching the games, what does it look like not happening with power play?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, we're getting some chances on it. You look at the Utah game. It's a couple of really good chances on our first one. Probably could have changed the game in a better direction, get a little bit of momentum. Instead, we get the goal against, and kind of just everything that went wrong, or did go wrong. So I don't know. I think we can get back to a little simpler. Get some guys at the net. Maybe the second chances haven't been there as much in the last couple of weeks. So got to get the puck moving, the puck to the net, and start retrieving some of those pucks so that those teams open for us.
Is there more juice for a first game of a playoff rematch, or since you guys have seen these guys so much over the last couple of years, it really doesn't?
I'm not so sure. Like I said, I haven't been in the battle really much lately, so it's kind of hard for me. I'm just focused on getting in the lineup. So, but yeah, I mean, it's like playing good teams, right? It's like when Winnipeg was in here, when Edmonton was in here, teams that have put themselves in positions to compete in the playoffs. There's usually a little bit more buzz in the room and attention to detail.
You mentioned, Mark, the playoffs last year, but it's been 2 years in a row. Is there a fair amount of bad blood, you think, that's kind of built up in those series?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you never like to lose. I think both teams are pretty disappointed losing to each other. It's obviously been some change in our locker room, some change in their locker room, but both teams still have the same goal, and that's to get into the playoffs and compete to win. So that's what makes these games, more important. Is both teams are trying to get to the same goal, which is win the Stanley Cup. But first, you have to play these meaningful games to kind of hopefully get your spot, get yourself into a better spot in the standings.